Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very soothing cold and flu drink, this time berry flavoured. Hopefully said variety is not poisonous. Either way, welcome back to Prison Architect. And previously in our, I was going to call it the death row facility, but we can probably rename it now because the original design was from the left to the west of this road where we have 6, 12, 18 death row cells. And then after we finished that, because of some mathematical inaccuracies and statistical imperfection, otherwise known as I messed up the calculations, we had to then expand to the right to add in this fairly large, high secure area for any inmate that passed the death row appeals process, which seems to be about half. So we have a total capacity of 72. Current maximum security is 44 inmates, so we're actually approaching the hard limit on that one. But because of this, it was either a case of leave it there or expand, and it did feel like a natural progression to expand because we can do the cleared for transfer stuff. So that's indeed what we've done. We've expanded to the right. We've added in this big cell block here, which is going to be for normal / medium risk inmates, and that means that they're going to have more opportunities for work and for reform and for, well, just generally have more amenities and luxuries, and then we'll progress on to low risk. There is a couple of problems that will go along with this, but we'll cover those, well, as we progress on through the build. So speaking of that, let me go ahead and do some building. We're going to, at bare minimum here, plan off a lot of the reform stuff, put in the models for the cells, and then do some cloning. I might even put in, of all things, the flooring, just so I can then work on the cloning. Let's just go over to rooms here, and we're going to go to cells, and let's see how we get on. So this is going to have a total of how many? 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 cells. No, 32 cells. So I didn't need to double it again. Over here, which means that we're actually going to have half of what's on this left bit here. In fact, it's actually going to be less than half, and that is one of the big issues that we will have with this facility. Firstly, when it comes to the reform and work and such, you want obviously people attending different classes and have all of the options to go through those processes. However, a bit of an issue on this one. The inmates that we have might not do that because they were originally death row, and as such, their reform might be quite low. So let's just have a quick look. Grading. Oh, estimated chance of reoffending 16%. That's actually really good. This person is 15%. Okay, bad examples so far. 26. That's actually not too bad either. And then 58. That's more representative, I think. 74. You get the idea. So yes, the amount of people moving over from here and meeting the criteria for cleared for transfer is probably going to be quite low. It also means that when they do move over here, even if we've got even a small amount of work, there probably won't be many actually attending that, and then it's going to be even worse when we go over to from medium to low risk. So I always say the fun is in finding out, and you don't know until you know, but there are hard limits on that one. There are limits that we are going to tolerate, but we'll see how we get on anyway. Let's just go ahead and put in the rooms here. This is just, you understand, planning for the future here, just to give us a little bit of a idea on what we need to do and build. So there's all of our security and parole and visitation. The latter, I'm not too sure whether or not we're going to have in the visitor tables along here, or we're going to have in the booths. I think what we'll do, just for the sake of making things a bit different, we will have the visitor tables rather than the visitor booths. And let me just go over to deployment and then set all this correctly. So staff only, and then medium sec to all of this, and there we go. So we're going to have those in there, so that's fine. We'll obviously have cleaning cupboards and laundry, and how many people can work in these. Oh, it won't actually tell me because I haven't put any doors on, so let me go ahead and do that now, like so. Then we'll rotate these and put them in like that. I'm also going to go to objects and metal detectors and put in a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 metal detectors. And then while all the workers are doing that, we're going to go with objects, and it's going to be a phone booths, and the phone booths are going to go along here. Now, I think I've overdone it when it comes to phone booths in a couple of areas, but that should be fine there. Yeah, we'll manage with that one. And right, okay, so let's just see then. And I mentioned about having in different opportunities for work and reform. Now, that's going to happen in this facility, well, as best I can. For work, you've got laundry, you've got cleaning cupboards. I'm going to prioritize the building of these doors because it'll give me an idea roughly to how many people can work in here. I don't anticipate having a workshop in this part. And that's, again, a bit of an issue, because if we do have a workshop, it's going to be in low risk, which means the chances of inmates getting from death row to low risk is exceptionally statistically low. And also, when they do over there, will they even bother? So I don't know whether or not. I think I'm leaning towards not having any workshop space, but I do want other reform stuff. So we do want other jobs and such in here. So let's just have a quick look. Let me go to logistics and prison labour. So I can have 2, 4, 6, 8, 18 already. We've got 18 jobs already in this area. Okay, so we don't really need too many other jobs, but we've got manual labour. I think cleaning cupboard and laundry is classed as manual labour. After that, if we just double check our inmates here, work and training, you've got cooking, cleaning. Oh no, okay, so cooking and cleaning are different. Labouring, cleaning will be cleaning related jobs. That will be, yeah, that actually will be, to be fair, laundry and cleaning cupboard. Labouring will be probably logging. So craftsman experience will be, that'll be craftsmanship, that'll be probably workshop. And then customer service will be part cooking and part restaurant. So we won't get all of these, certainly, but I do want to, I want to have the inmates basically make their own meals. So let's go ahead and plan that off now. So I'm going to, with the top and bottom here, have in, mainly because of, well, frankly, the distance here, we're going to have a couple of areas, well, where we have the kitchen. It's going to be quite small. It's only going to be 2 cookers like that. And then I want in a couple of freezers. Actually, you know what I could probably do? I could probably have that and that. This will be a... okay, I might struggle here. This will be a... for cleaning. So we'll have the sink there. Then that could be for the... That could be for the... do I need it that size? Yeah, that could be for the freezer. Although, if we go to kitchen, there are tall fridges available. And it's the same size as standard fridges. Just says stored at head height. Okay, we might put those in instead. That changes things a little. Because I can put them... I don't want that any further down than that. That is like that's the right size for my liking there. That was going to be a metal detector, but I probably don't need that because we've got metal detectors here. I have to go to planning here. Let's go ahead and remove that. What if I was to do it that size? Can I fit everything in? It's going to be tight, isn't it? It's going to have to be objects like that, and then a freezer in the middle, and then a door there. I could put in 2 freezers there, 2 freezers there, and that there. Let's just see what that looks like. I'm going to build it. Kitchen. I'm going to see what it looks like. If it fits, then it sits. So, cookers. I'm not going to have that fridge. Kitchen. Then the sink. And then the tall fridges. Which I'll put facing that way. Why not? Let's just see what that looks like. Apparently there's a tunnel over there. Don't believe it. Richard Mathwani. We're able to go through the process here. I believe that's them there. Schedule execution. So, this is prisoner Mathwani. Richard Mathwani, prison number 14267-126. Sentenced for 122 years for multiple crimes including murder, torture, and aggravated assault. How many counts of murder? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 counts of murder. All plea of not guilty. Okay. Well, they've went through the death row appeal process 3 times and failed every single one. Authorize. And there we go. Okay. So, this is now in, and I actually don't mind the way it sits, so we're going to keep that. Let's go back over to walls here. Like that. And then a door. Walls and doors, doors. And this will be cloned. So back over to planning then while they're doing that. So it's going to be a, what's it, 6x6? 6x6 it is. So walls are 6x6, like that. So that's that there, which means all of this can be our canteen. So 4, 8, 16, 32. So I need... I can have that there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, like that. So that could be just that little bit there could be our canteen. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to designate it as such. And you know what? Why don't just build it? I just build it. Put those there, like so. These areas here, by the way, I'm tempted to redo and put the phone booths along this area here, and then these can be another room. I don't particularly mind where those go though, so we'll see. Back to tables then. Table. I mean, I could shrink it along even further, to be honest. And benches. Like that. And then rooms, even shrink it down like that. Remove planning. There you go. Okay. That's doable. Quick build, custom, cloning. Just put that in there. And that's the canteen done. Okay. What else do we need? Well, we need a couple of rooms. We need a couple of rooms for... Ideally... ideally for some sort of reform. I might just have the same yard. I might just clone that. Just for the sake of ease. And indeed the common room might not be too bad either. I'm trying to make things a little bit easier on everybody involved. Internal size of 18 by 20. Yeah, so that could be a straight up clone of this, if we wanted to. Okay. Oh, that would work, Sneezingtons. And then maybe we have in some other rooms here and here. Okay. I'm not opposed to that. Let's see what that could be. Rooms could go up and across. It could go even further. It could be this. I mean, there's a lot of wasted space, though, truth be told. There's no reason why I can't do that, though. I actually quite like the look of that. There's something about it that I quite like. Actually, would be that, wouldn't it? Okay. Let me just double check something, then. Those now are in. Because one of these would be a classroom. 5 by 5. 5 by... Well, 6 by something. That's fine. Then a meeting room. Minimum size 5 by 5. Let me just double check our programs. We're not going to have workshop safety. Kitchen safety and hygiene, yes. Carpentry, no. Foundation. Classroom. General education. Classroom. Behavioural. That's psychology stuff. I don't think we're going to do that. Pharmacological treatment to drug addiction. That's just going to have to be people being brought over to the infirmary. There are hard limits on some of these. Spiritual guidance. That's a chapel. Okay. I think I am going to have to shrink these down because I did want a chapel and I want somewhere where the inmates can spend their money. And that means a shop. A shop. And ideally... a shop and a mail room? What would be better? A library. Don't need that. Don't think I need anywhere. We need anywhere for spiritual guidance. Definitely need a classroom and definitely need a meeting room. And the minimum size is 5 by 5. Come on, camera. Minimum size is 5 by 5. So that'll have to be alright. If I did this, it would probably shout at me because it's not technically a minimum 5 by 5. We'll do something like that. And then we'll do another 5 by 5 in here, because that's generally a good idea. But then you've got all of this space in the middle that I really don't have... what's the size on that one? 14. So we'll have that and that. So we'll have to have... This is a classroom, this is a yard. Something along those lines. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's just get this done. Yeah, okay. I think sometimes we just need to settle on something and build it, and if it doesn't work, then, well, redo it. At least I'm making a decision. And if I need to redo it, then I can. So what did I want for this one? Classroom. Yep. Meeting room. Yes. Shop. And mail room. Mail room. Yeah, that seems to be a fairly decent... How many tunnels are we finding? One there and one over there. Well, I don't believe that one... But that one could be legitimate. Let me dismantle this toilet. Because that one could be legitimate. If it is, it's an interesting way of digging. I don't think it... Oh, no. Oh, no. It's about the shower head. It didn't get rid of the toilet and sink. That's an easy mistake to make. No, it's still legitimate. Okay. So I'll put that back in. Put the shower head back in. Prioritise that. Okay, so these are planned. Let me just go ahead and put in the doors. 2, 3, 4. And all of this should be medium. Let's set that to medium. There we go. Right, and I will go for staff and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cooks, because they're going to split up everywhere. Yes, we can use logistics in food distribution and actually in deployment and assign cooks. We could do that. I don't mind the game just doing its own thing and working it out itself. Let's do this. Connect all of those up. Those will require some sort of... Oh no, they have got lighting in there. And we will have... I'm going to put some lighting in here. Like that. And then we've got all of this. So I'm going to come over to the shop and the mailroom first. Probably last. Let's go with trying to follow this. Table football. Do you want pool tables? Make it different, maybe. Problem with this is the sizings. We've got a common room. Got a yard. I think the yard, you know, is going to be a lot smaller. What's the minimum size for a yard? 5 by 5. We'll do that. Then the common room. We can expand a little bit. I know there's a gap of 2. We don't need it. People have mentioned. I just have that by default, but there you go. And then bleachers. Which, yeah, we're going to go in there like so. Alright. I'll come back to this other stuff, I think. There's some of the easy ones to do. So it is some parole visitor table. Like that. Laundry. We'll have to look at that as well. I think the main thing we're missing is the cells. We really need to do the cells. Let's get on with that. So, beds. I'm only going to do the one. And then we can rotate, and clone and things like that. So, standard procedure for a lot of this. I'm not going to really worry too much about every little thing for the most part. I'm just going through this list, and anything that I think we can add that'll be beneficial, then we're going to add. And a lot of it will be copied over from here. So, pet bird. Ideally, you want it affecting there. I'm going to have to put it there, I think. I don't know if that's going to help. Mats. Prayer mats. Gym mat. And we can also have in... Maybe. I'm not going to put a radio in. That's just a thing I often avoid. Cell. Desks. Chair. And obviously, some kind of door would be nice. Let me just see what that comes to. I'm not going to have an external window because these ones won't, so it's going to be a bit of an issue. Let's see what that looks like. Rating-wise, I'm aiming for 10. 8 to 10. Let's call it 8 to 10. 7. Right, messed that up. Punch bag, comfy beds, all... canvas... Canvas? Yeah. Canvas. I mean, ideally you'd want it facing that way, because it looks good. What I'll do then, I'll move the gym mat down to here. And the canvas we'll put there. I'm not too sure what else we could have. Outdoor window, large window. If you put a large window in, you get a bonus. If you put sofas and stuff in as well, you get it. Oh, it's shower head. I thought I put a shower head in. I did put a shower head in, but it's not connected up with water. Right. That's an easy one to obtain. In fact, what we'll do is we'll get that plumbed in right now. Like so. And that should be fine. Let me lock open that door. Obviously, there's patrols to go in. There's a lot of that to go in. Money-wise, we're doing okay, but I am going to go and find Christopher Sadler. So... have a quick look around. There's Stacy Eade Smith. So it'll be the last cell block that we look at. Almost the last person we found. So this is Christopher Sadler. Prisoner number 1444586. Sentenced to 72 years for multiple crimes including murder, attempted murder, and armed robbery. Apparently we were assembling the execution detail, and it was getting further away as we progressed on. They didn't want to come and witness this, apparently. There we go. So there's the cells. Once they're plumbed in, that should be working. Let's not mess around and go. What have we got for the yard? Well, there's gym mats. What is the grading for the gym mats? Actually, it's 6 out of 10. I actually believe that the grading will be lower in some of these areas because of because of how this works. Yeah, it'll probably be worse in some cases because of the sizings. I do want to increase the grade of the canteen. Water cooler, snack machine, and drinks machine. How am I going to do that? It says plant. If I just put plants along here, it'll probably look a bit weird, but it should work. That'll grade up this thing. Drinks machine. And what other machines? Snack machines. I don't know how inmates are going to navigate this, but it'll be interesting to see. Room quality's going up, that's fine. So yards. I want punch bag, dumbbell racks, and weights benches. That's what I'm looking for. So a yard. So weights benches. Like that. Punch bags. Dumbbell racks. And that's it. And the reason I've done that is because we'll have some CCTV in. And it's going to be copied from here. Which should fit in, if I've measured it correctly. Yes, and one goes up there, one goes down there. And on here, and here. That should do the job. Okay. So there's that. It won't be as good as this one, actually, I don't think, because there's no gym mats in it. So I might as well put some gym mats in the middle. That's fine. Common room, then. Let's go ahead and add in stuff for the common room. Pool tables. I'll get that right eventually. There we go. I want some computers. So I've typed in com, so computer should be around here. Arcade cabinets actually we want as well. Put them on this side, like so. Computer stations. And what else I've put in there? Sofas. Wide sofas. Like that. Okay, well, let's see what those are graded at. Let's see what those are graded at. I need to put the flooring in as well. So I'll do just that in a moment. Just double checking logistics and room quality. That's a 5 of 10, that's a 6 of 10. So there's actually less. Why is that? Is it the sizings? Yeah, room size at least 100 squares. Yeah. Alright, so there's less in this yard. And the common room we're still sorting out as well. 7. But, yeah, there's less in there, but these are graded higher, these cells, and there's more grading in the work part of it. Okay. It might work, it might not. Let's think about flooring then, because this cell is pretty much done. Let's think about flooring. So what is going to go well with the orange? Because we've got this, like, this sort of, what was it, iron floor? So I want something similar in terms of the, you know, to complement them walls. Well, we're going to have the grate around the outside as before. But I don't know what may work with the flooring here. Carpet brown probably would. I mean, to be honest, the iron floor would probably work. But I wanted it distinctively different. So we've got black and green. We've got red and rust. We've got... what have we got here? We've got orange... Well, orange and yellow. Orange/yellow with maybe mosaic. I'm thinking blue and blue with the low risk. Let's just see what the mosaic looks like. I'm not too confident. It might be too similar to the iron floor. But I can't think of what else might complement it. You know, I actually don't mind that. It goes well. What does it look like with the grating in, is the question. It was, yeah, great. And it's that, isn't it? It's that. That's what it looks like. That's what it will look like. It's all about the accent on this one. Come on. I quite like that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Okay, well, this is cancel that. It's going to be a big job. It's all of that. So, fairly decent bit of money spent there. But that's all in through here. We might even change it up in some areas. But we shall see. Okay. Let me just see about wiring in then. The CCTV, but I think we're actually out. Yeah, we need more CCTV. In fact, we'll be actually maxed out if we had more in here. Wiring, CCTV. It's going to have to go in here. And then I don't know where I'm going to put the other one. Probably here, actually. I'm going to add it in anyway. Prioritize the building of that. There should be wired connections there. That should be fine. Wiring. I'm going to crack on with that. Although I believe that most of the yeah, the trucks are pretty much backed up. Okay, fine. So let's just double check our room quality. 7 out of 10. Similar for the common room there. 5 of 10. This is 6 of 10, which is a bit of a shame, but it's a sizing thing. And then you've got canteen of 0 of 10, and then this is 3 of 10. But the main thing is that the cells are grade 9 of 15 as opposed to 5. And then when we go on to the next one, that'll be even higher as well. I don't think we'll max it out. Like, we won't get it to grade 15 like these. Yeah, just that's a point of note, actually. The highest graded cells are the death row. So basically, well, I was going to say what incentive do the death row inmates have for progressing? Well, I guess to avoid execution is the incentive. Yeah, there's some commentary probably to be made on that one. Let's see, wiring, connections. And they still haven't done that one there. Okay, you know what? We're going to leave it there because basically the workers are cracking on with a lot of the flooring. Everything is pretty much up in the air at this point. We're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. Not too bad, I don't think. Next time, we definitely have to clone more of the cells. We have to look at the gradings. Definitely finish off meeting, mail, shop, and classrooms. And then put in all of the patrols. Put in the additional security. So things like doors, door servos. That sort of thing. And then we'll be able to see about the transfer. Because prisoners now will start to be going through this process. And we might have qualified prisoners eventually. If not, then I don't know. Actually, there, look, total number of prisoners to qualify, if we go to this, is actually 4. So we can transfer people over. Yes. Transfer to max sector, medium sec. We have 4 people. So next episode, hopefully, we'll get at least the minimum. Let's work on the principle of we get at least some people moved over next episode. That's a good goal, I think. Either way, we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. As always, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.